Alright dudes, so here we go. After skating with a good friend, Steve Walker, he recently taught somebody from our Facebook group how to do axle drops. And he did a very good job about it, and he did it right. But I realized when I teach someone how to do it, I teach them how to do it differently. And I wanted to talk about the pros and the cons, I think, for both. And this is mostly going out to somebody who's scared, okay? So there's a couple of different tutorials I've seen. And I've seen Tony Hawk do it, and who's gonna deny Tony Hawk, right? So if you're gonna, say you're not gonna get into the stall, but you're gonna learn the axle drop first. So I have taught the way in which you leave your back wheels locked in, you lean on your toes, and you come in. Killian knows how to do it like that. So, I mean, even a small child, I think he learned that probably when he was 7. He learned how to do it that way. Let's switch this around. So Tony Hawk teaches it, as you're about to do it, you slide your wheel back in till this wheel goes, and then you kick and you turn back in. So now, the reason I taught it this way is because I'm thinking of the whole trick. I'm thinking of the axle stall, and I'm thinking of coming back in. And what's gonna be easier way to handle? In my thinking, I'm considering the stall, the grind, and the re-entrance. So to come up into a stall, get here, regain your balance, get to a point where I think, as Grosso said, you can just stand up there and like smoke a cigarette, right? Like some people do a stall where they come up, they hit, and they go right back in. But they can't like stand up there, get their cell phone out, check their text messages, you know the deal. And when I was teaching myself to grind with not as much help from YouTube, because I really wasn't in that YouTube frame of mind yet, I was doing it different. So I'd get up into the stall and I thought, well, then I can just roll. And then the idea of doing that and then going in, it seems complicated. So why not just get up there like that, lean, and just come in all at once? And I've gotten a lot of comments of people telling me that the way I'm teaching it is wrong, and it's the wrong way to do it. And I want to agree with them a little bit, okay? Because the proper way to do a grind would be like this, right? You got your back wheel, your back end of the board tucked in so that if you're backside, your heel wheel is gonna be locked in on the coping. And if you're backside, your toe wheel is gonna be locked in on the coping, and you're gonna be angled like this, right? That's really the right way, because then you turn around and you come in and it's all fine and dandy. But as a 50-year-old learning to skateboard, being able to perfectly get into that position, man, it's sort of random. I feel like it's easier to get up there to safety, to get good at that. I mean, could I teach myself to stall and grind that way now? Yes, I probably could. I brought my Gull Wings because I get in the groove, and I learned it that way. I like having 3 stopping points. If I come into a stall, I can grab here. I could be here. I could be here, here, here. So it just gives me 2 other parts of the truck where it sort of hangs up. Because we all know when we're in the beginning and we're learning to grind or stall or anything, when we start sliding across the whole real estate of a 9 or 10-inch truck, man, and it slides so easy, it starts feeling super sketchy. So and not only that, to kick your truck back in, so say you get up here and you grind, and then you come to almost a stop, but then you gotta go like that, then you gotta go in. To me, that doesn't look as good. If you come up the ramp and you lock there, and you grind around, and then you come in, that looks perfect, right? No one's gonna knock that. But you come up here and you lock, you roll, and then you gotta go. Before you go in, I don't know. It's a little funny to me, especially when you don't have to. Because are you only not doing that because you're scared to learn it the other way? I don't know. I think knowing how to do both is best. Let me demonstrate. Let's do it. This is the back of the board. Get it all the way up there.
I don't like to go slow, dude. I like to go fast and steady.
The idea is with this, guys, is you bend your knees, you lean, and you start to kind of fall in the bowl, and you keep the pressure on your toes. So, first step, bend down, and then you let yourself, like timber, like you're dropping a tree, let yourself fall in. So I'm gonna bend my knees. It really doesn't matter how you learn it, because whatever feels safest for you is the best. Here's why I like Gullwing though. So Gullwing's got the groove right in the middle. So let's say you're in that groove. On any other normal truck, you're gonna slide all the way to the wheel. But on a Gullwing truck, you got a stopping point. And the groove is really nice. Bend your knees. All right, so let me show the Tony Hawk method, or what Steve Walker was teaching David the other day. Which this is fully right, and I get it. It makes sense, and in a lot of ways, I think maybe I'd be better at 50-50 grinds if I'd have learned it this way from the start. But you know what, it kind of matters just what gets you to that point. So they get up there, and like in Tony Hawk's video, he tells you kick your truck. Am I up against the wheel, Kelly?
No, you can, yeah, there.
There. So you can see there what sketches you out more. Because when I'm up here and I'm safe and I'm stopped and I'm just gonna go in, because I learned it that way, I'm not afraid of that at all. If I come up into a stall like this, or a 50-50 grind like this, I'm not afraid of this naturally because it's just easy. But the awkward movement of having to kick this in before I go, to me, it seems pointless. If you already end up in that position, it's easy because you're not afraid of doing this. So if you're here, that's no problem. Why not learn this and be full centered? Except for if it has to do with a grind, you know, because I'll admit, I learned to grind like this. I used these Gullwing Pro 3 trucks, and then sometimes I would hit here, and then I got in the groove and I learned how to grind that way. And it's a little bit of a crutch for me because I'm not good at getting into this position every time. I have tons of videos from a couple years ago where this is the back of my board, where I've locked in like this. I make long grinds where I lock in like this. I make long grinds, or I get dead center. That's my thoughts on the axle stall, the axle drop, and the 50-50 grind. No, this is a highly debatable topic. It's there's going to be a lot of different opinions, you know. And those true, you know, those guys that learned when they were younger, and they, you know, at the age when fear is not as big of an issue, they probably like to just get in and go for it and, you know, not do little cheater shortcuts. I mean, obviously this truck is manufactured this way, and the only reason I started making a little notch in my other trucks is because of this truck. My first time, like, guys, I didn't know how to grind, man. I didn't. The first time I got into this groove, I got like a 6-foot grind on these things that felt so solid. I mean, I could have been on the log ride, dude, at Knott's Berry Farm, or some ride at Disneyland. Like, I was in, and I heard nothing but metal. You know, there's no locked up against wheels. It felt solid. You know, like I said, I learned to be able to maintain calmness, no matter where I'm locked in. But just having that extra stopping point, far as I'm concerned, if you're gonna learn axle stalls or you're gonna learn axle drops and you're 40 or 50 and you're terrified of it, there's no better truck than this. I had several people tell me I was cheating. Is there any cheating? I don't know about that. I don't know if there's any cheating. It's all about getting out there and having fun. Skate and create, right? I created trucks that work for me. So, you be the judge. If you're never gonna have the balls to do it, why not try this? Even if you're one of those guys that wants to say it's cheating.